Hello everyone, this is the final Bosman and oh no. Oh, it's happening again. I'm getting excited about a Nintendo console. Welcome to the show. I am Kyle Bosman, and you might remember the way last week's episode ended. I was talking about the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox One. They're going to be cheaper than ever at this time next year. They're going to have a crazy, ridiculous software lineup. What is Nintendo even going to do? As luck would have it, 2 days later, we had a whisper, an echo of a response with an article that was published by the Wall Street Journal titled, Nintendo begins distributing software kit for new NX platform. Now that title by itself isn't necessarily exciting. Yes, SDKs have to go out eventually. The exciting part is in the body of this article, which by the way, you need a membership to Wall Street Journal to read. So let me save you $12 right now. I'm going to tell you the actually crazy part of this article. The exact shape of the NX hardware isn't yet clear. People familiar with the development plans said Nintendo would likely include both a console and at least one mobile unit that could either be used in conjunction with the console or taken on the road for separate use. They also said Nintendo would aim to put industry-leading chips in the NX devices after criticism that the Wii U's capabilities didn't match those of competitors. Let me tell you something. Last Friday, after I woke up and read this, I was in a good mood. There was a twinkle in my eye last Friday, a twinkle of hope, because of those 3 words, industry-leading chips. Those 3 words took my pessimism about Nintendo's NX and turned it into optimism. And let me tell you why. Nintendo has not cared about industry-leading chips for 10 years, since the GameCube. That was the last time. And GameCube was a little beefcake, by the way. I think people forget that. GameCube is stronger than the PlayStation 2. It doesn't get enough credit for that because I think it's small and purple. However, the Wii and Wii U have not cared about industry-leading chips. I know what you're saying, Bosman. Come on, dude. Industry-leading chips, that could mean anything. That could be like mobile phone industry-leading chips. Don't jump to conclusions here, buddy. Even the article's author, Takashi Mochizuki, stated on Twitter, industry-leading chips equals more powerful than PS or Xbox? My answer is don't know. But that's how sources described. And then that is a link to the article we already read. All right, everyone, there's a disagreement in games media, which I realize I'm sometimes a part of, but not a big part of, whether this NX is a handheld predominantly or a console predominantly. Is it both? Is it either or? Is it all of these things? What is NX? We don't know. We don't know, everybody. It's fun. It's fun not knowing. I think, however, that the NX in some form, in its console form, will be a bona fide beefcake. Here's why. This is something we didn't talk about too much last week when we were talking about, oh, the PlayStation 4 is so cheap, oh, it's getting its price drops. The PlayStation 3, meanwhile, launched expensive, took forever to get it close to the Xbox 360, which was killing it in the market for a long time. Here's the thing. The PlayStation 3, at its time, is more powerful than the PlayStation 4 is at its time. It was more expensive to make. The console manufacturers, with the Xbox One, with the PlayStation 4, took a Nintendo move and went cheaper. They didn't go for the best of the best. They said, well, let's go for what we can sell for $400 or $500 in the Xbox One's sake. Case. What I mean by bringing this up is that the NX could very feasibly match the Xbox One and PlayStation 4 in power. It is not, like, I know what you're thinking, what? Those are our powerful consoles. Nintendo? Never again. It would be so easy for the NX to match that. In price and in hardware is what I'm convinced of this week. However, if it also comes with another sick little handheld, it's gonna be expensive. It's all of these question marks, and I don't want to guess. I don't just want to theorize this whole show. Let's at least look at what Nintendo has said about what the NX is. The way the NX was announced, the first time it was ever heard of, not even like, there was no code word for it at the time, outside of like we weren't even guessing about the NX before the NX was officially announced. And it was announced halfway through the announcement of DNA, the partnership with DNA, of Nintendo doing mobile games. It was just cushioned in the middle of that discussion. Iwata's words, As proof that Nintendo maintains strong enthusiasm for the dedicated system business, let me confirm that Nintendo is currently developing a dedicated game platform with a brand new concept under the development name NX. It is too early to elaborate on the details of this project, but we hope to share more information with you next year. So, I mean, that's how this was born. You know, that's how Nintendo decided to tell us about the NX first, was not its own press event, not its own thing, just a little aside, hey, we're making mobile games, but also we have a console coming. When Nintendo had its E3 press event this year, the opening was Reggie Fils-Aimé saying, hey everybody, sorry, we're not talking about NX at this year's E3. Okay, wait until next year. Now, here's 18 minutes on a Star Fox game you also won't play until next year. And that has been it from Nintendo. In previous investor meetings, Iwata talked a lot about how ambiguous he wants the term platform to be going forward. In more recent years, Nintendo merged its handheld studios with its console studios. They're all in one building now. That's all one team. That could lead us to believe, when you looked at Super Smash Bros. For the 3DS and Super Smash Bros. For the Wii U, it's leading us to believe that going forward on this NX, games that are playable on our handheld will also be playable on our NX and vice versa. I think that made a lot of people believe, oh, that means that console is going to be like a little dirt Android console. And clearly, it will not be. I'm saying no way, dudes, no way, Jose's. That thing is going to be a beefcake. But again, that's moving into speculation. I don't want this to be a speculatory episode. We can just talk about Metroid Prime all day. That's not... It's not what we want to do. Retro's working on something though. Here's what I want to talk about. The Nintendo NX, whatever it may be, is coming out next year. There are people in this office at GameTrailers, people whose job it is to follow the video games industry, who believe that it won't come out next year, who think it might not happen. You might think it might not happen. Let me fix that. Everyone, it's coming out next year. Let's accept this now. NX is happening next year. And you're like, Kyle, why are you so sure? You're acting pretty sure right now. I got a list of reasons. Here's one reason why I'm sure. What, did you think we're getting 2 E3s? That doesn't happen anymore. Here's how it used to work with a console announcement. With you know, even as far back as the Wii U. The Wii U had one, but also, you know, just Xbox 360, this is how you do it, PS3, this is how you do it. You announce at one E3, you announce your console, you show it, you show what it looks like, you have some tech demos, you got some ambiguous trailers about like what things might look like, and then that's it. And then the next year, that's when you show actual game trailers and trailers for games that are gonna be delayed for 2 years, and then you do prices maybe, and then 18 months after you announce your console, that's when people can finally buy it. Ladies and gentlemen, that don't work no more. That don't work no more. The game has changed. Now what you do? The beginning of the year, you have a press event. All eyes on me. This is my console. Then at E3, then we really blow it up. Here's our game announcements, everybody. Over the summer, we'll sprinkle in some trailers. 6 months after we announce a console, that's when you can buy it. You cannot, in their modern era, in the era of comment sections, have a console come out 18 months after you announce it. You can't do that anymore because that's 18 months of somebody feeling like the console they have now is old news. That's a bad idea. The NX will be announced at E3, or it will be probably actually, we're gonna see it early next year. At E3 is when we'll see more games, and then that console will come out either in the summer or the fall. Why is he saying summer? We'll get to it. The other reason why I'm positive this game console is coming out this year is, we have to be honest with ourselves, for Nintendo, this has been a filler year. This has been a year with a lot of filler. And I don't mean games that are coming out now. I mean games that have been announced this year. Yes, there are games that have been announced years back that are coming out now that are not filler. The games that have been announced in 2015 can, for the most part, all be classified as filler. There's some exceptions. But look at this. Mario Tennis Ultra Smash? This is a game with zero ambition. Filler. The Legend of Zelda Tri-Force Heroes? That is heinous filler. Mario and Luigi Paper Jam? That's Phyllis Diller filler. Animal Crossing Happy Home Designer and Animal Crossing Amiibo Festival. This is practical nothingness that exists to fill an incomprehensible void of actual nothingness. I'm sorry, but I theorize this filler is in fact straight up black matter. It's Black Matter. This is nothing. What are you? You little amiibo games? Oh, stay away from Animal Crossing, you amiibos. Now, the reason why I'm not too upset about so much filler is that we just gotta be honest, 2015 has been the year of the B teams, and that is okay, because the thing that comes after a year full of B teams is a year full of A teams. 2016. There are A teams right now working on NX games, and that is incredibly exciting. I think there's a chance that a video game console might have good games at its launch, and that is very exciting. Lastly, and this is probably the least fun, it's kind of just a straight up, we kind of have to accept this at face value. There was a leak from Foxconn to a Taiwanese newspaper last year. No, it wasn't even last year. It was July 2nd of this year. And I totally missed it. I totally did not even acknowledge it when this came out. Anyway, stating that Foxconn is developing 20 million units of the NX, that they got the deal, that in October, which is right now, they would make like the pilot consoles, and then full manufacturing would start in May and June of this year, of 2016, and that the consoles would potentially launch in July, which I think is a little crazy. But otherwise, I think we kind of have to accept most of this as fact, because Foxconn rumors, the things that come out of Foxconn, just tend to be true. Oh, here's what the next iPhone looks like, and we all have to accept it. And the thing is, they keep getting work, they keep getting business. I think it comes down to the situation where it's like, boss, look, Foxconn just leaked our NX stuff. They just said when we're developing and all these things, they leaked it all, man. It's all out there. We should find a new manufacturer, right? And the boss says, yeah, but Foxconn is very cheap. So the leaks are almost worth it. Let's just leak. And the thing is, who am I to judge? I know Foxconn is awful. There was just a new suicide just in August. New Foxconn suicide. And I'm like, well, I could stop buying those things, but then I wouldn't have Nintendo consoles anymore. So I'm not a good enough person to say I should stop buying things that were manufactured in unfair work environments. Oh boy, and aren't we all just evil? Humans are evil, it's just part of being a human, is just like turning off the part of your brain that accepts that, like, I'm complacent in people in other parts of the world being miserable. Oh boy, what can be done? I think we just gotta, accept our Sithhood. Foxconn. That's the episode for this week. If you're on Twitter, you can find me at Kyle Bosman. I'll be back here next Wednesday. Still evil, baby. Hope to see you then. Thanks for watching. The Legend of Zelda Tri-Force Heroes? That is heinous filler. Sorry, I got like a weird coffee burp. Come on out. Come on out. That's not happening.
Drink more coffee.
Yeah, exactly. All right. Mario and Luigi Paper Jam?